Now, First Alert 6 weather.
Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Jaret Lansford here, and as we're starting off our day, I'm tracking a big travel impact on Highway 370 eastbound. This is as you are right near I-80 to try to get to the westbound on-ramp for I-80. Let's go ahead and pull this up right away, and you can see that the right lane remains blocked as a result of this crash. Let me kind of circle that so you can see where exactly what we're talking about. It's right here. And did have a tow truck that had just left the scene, and still busy scene that is in place there. So you have to stay left as you're heading through there. This is also right about where you have some people who are trying to go from westbound to get to I-80 right through that stretch. So this is kind of a mess at this point with all this traffic. And if you look, if we look at the map here, you'll see that the delays extend a long ways as a result of this. So there's our crash eastbound right near I-80, and you've got the red indicating pretty much stop and go through that whole stretch. And that extends all the way back to Highway 6 in Gretna. So you've got a lot of traffic that is trying to make its way through that area. And it's even once we open that lane up and start to get some traffic moving, it's likely going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to get all of that traffic to get through there. So this is the kind of scenario where you start thinking about alternate routes if you're in Gretna and you're trying to get to I-80. And my recommendation at this point is you consider going up Highway 6 up to Harrison, turn east, and then make your way over to the Giles entrance. Now, I will say this is slowing down some, as some people are doing that at this point. But this is still a better option, I think, than trying to grind your way through all those delays there on 370. And then you can make your way on to I-80 and continue to your destination from there. That's probably your best way to go about this at this point. You could also go to Harrison and come down on 144th. That may even be a better option. Go Harrison, go southbound to 144th, get on I-80, and then you can continue along your way. But or you could also go southbound on Highway 6 through Gretna and join I-80 there near Nebraska Crossing. So those are probably your two best options, actually, as we look wide view at this. There's our crash. If you're trying to make your way to I-80, you can go south on Highway 6, join I-80 there near Nebraska Crossing, or make your way north, go Harrison, come down 144th, and then you get to I-80 and continue along your way from there. So those are the alternate routes. That's the ongoing situation there with Highway 370 with all sorts of delays there. Now, I also want to say that watching for some sun glare impacts, you can see how much Dodge is lighting up with oranges and reds. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. And this is particularly as you get from about 156th back toward 192nd. This is the same spot we had these kind of delays yesterday as we made our way toward the peak of the commute. So another morning where you're looking at some struggles likely with visibility in this area. It's not straight head on. It's kind of in your periphery as you're going through this stretch, and that's where you're looking at some issues there on Dodge. Be ready for delays. As I check on I-80, it's actually holding up in decent shape at this point. Yesterday we had some decent delays that were showing up from 84th back to 680. Not a problem this morning. And you can see a lot of our other main roads have some heavy traffic, like JFK, as you're going from I-80 back down toward about Cornhusker, or Childs, I should say. But no reports of any crashes or anything in that area. It's all about that situation on 370. I'm going to pull up the Nebraska DOT camera in that area, which let me just refresh that here in a second. So that looks like the timer has run out on that one. So once we get that view back up, we could show you what is going on there on 370. Again, we had the tow truck that was in place. Does that scene continue to get worked? And we have now indeed opened up that right lane. So all lanes now open on Highway 370 as you're heading eastbound. That is a breaking update that we have travel resumed to normal. All lanes open. The crash has cleared. But what I'll caution you with, as I switch the camera, is that we are going to be looking at likely some pretty sizable delays approaching that for quite some time. There you can see a little bit of a better view as you approach that area. All of the traffic that still has to work its way through on 370. There's our camera view. So you can see all the way in the distance how we still are looking at traffic backed up to a crawl, and that extends all the way to Gretna. So all this traffic has to get through now, and so that means probably about 10 to 15 minutes before we really start to notice some notable improvements on 370. So again, we have seen to where the crash has cleared. So good news there. We now have all lanes open, but we just got to get all that traffic that had been stopped to now get through where those lanes have opened. So that'll be a process we have to see go through the next 10 minutes or so. Aside from that Highway 370 mess, it's still kind of cleaning up. It's Dodge, right around 180th, 168th eastbound with some delays. And then you've got some minor delays there on the JFK. I'm going to go ahead and pull that NDOT camera back up once again. And then I'll just make sure that we're not missing any other things that have popped up. So you get these situations where you get those big backups. It takes a little bit of time to start clearing things, but as you are in the immediate vicinity of those areas, you can see it does improve at a decent clip. That's what you're looking at right around that entrance to I-80, and it is now looking normal at this point. Let's go back to camera views here. I do want to check in real quick. We'll have to wrap this up here pretty soon. But seeing some reports with Dodge may have a little more going on than just some sun glare impacts. Let's check in on this real quick near 156. Okay, yeah, you have a stalled vehicle there on the left shoulder you need to watch for. There it is. So watch for that as you're heading through that stretch on Dodge. Otherwise, you're just kind of contending with some of that, delays that are in place as people navigate the sun glare. I think with that, we have to wrap up our live stream already. We'll be live on First Alert 6 here in just a few minutes. I'll have the latest updates on 370 and where that stands as far as the traffic motion. If anything else does pop up, of course, we'll be sure to bring that to you, both on air and on our traffic blog on firstalert6.com. Thanks for joining in. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday.